Welcome. In this short time together, let's explore Adaptiv Blend. Adaptiv Blend is one of my primary blends that I work with for my own regulation, and also one that I provide to my yoga students and that I work with in a yoga setting. The blend is unique and quite unusual in the collection of oils that it brings together. So those oils are wild orange, a citrus kind of opening and expansion. Lavender, which is a floral, which is very soothing. Copaiba, very helpful for the nervous system and for regulation. Spearmint, which gives us a little bit of an uplift. Magnolia, this grand old grandmother of Magnolia, the grandmother of the florals, one of the most ancient flowers on our planet, actually one of the earliest trees, so bringing a lot of wisdom and ancient grandmother energy to her. Of course, a floral also very sweet and gentle and loving. Rosemary has a clarifying quality to it. Neroli brings in the angelics and the sweetness and the euphoria. And then also Sweetgum is in there to kind of wrap everything up. So you have wild orange, lavender, copaiba, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, sweetgum in this little exquisite bouquet of aromatics in a blend to experience. The fragrant energetics of that blend are a combination of sweetness, citrus, floral, and pungent. So the sweetness brings in that kind of sense of rocking and soothing. The citrus opens and brightens us. And then the floral also calms and softens us. And the pungent gives us a little, just this little kind of like, okay, I can move on. I can lift up. I can meet the next moment. The energetics of the movements within that fragrance are harmonizing, clarifying, and rocking. Harmonizing, clarifying, and rocking. So you might already start to understand from this blend how it is going to be very helpful because of that unique combination of different aromatics, how it's going to be very helpful to help to move us through times of transition and times of change, which is actually what it was designed for, to help us roll with the flow of life, to help us go with the transitions and the changes that we're always in, because actually, life is always changing, even on a small level, maybe on a bigger level. So it's one of those blends, one of those combinations of oils that's designed to help us go with the flow. So for this reason, you can use it at any time in your life when it feels like there's a lot of things going on, when things are shifting, when you just need to be able to almost, in some ways take your hands off the steering wheel and go with the transition. In a yoga setting, it's very nice in a vinyasa sequence, in a flow sequence. You can use it along the arms, which is one of the diluted along the arms, so that as you do your vinyasa sequence, you can have the aroma kind of kicking back at you as you move through the flow. If you're using it in your home environment or just your day-to-day life, then nice places to use it are diluted along the wrist creases, along the inner seams of the arms, and behind the ears. So it can often just be used, as a beautiful smell, as a perfume, as a pure fume, as we like to call it. So you will be using it to create a sense of tranquility, to create a sense, invite a sense of uplifting to your mood, and to provide this kind of calm and relaxing aroma around you. It's also useful if there's a sense of hypervigilance to your being. So if you're constantly checking things, if you're nervous that things are going to go wrong or going to go right, or you're always looking to kind of, is everything okay and in its place? Very helpful for this. You can understand how that might be, because it's helping us move into more of a fluid flow state, where that need to constantly check can start to soften and kind of lean back and release back. So it's very helpful for any kind of therapeutic setting also, such as a yoga space. Interestingly, the combination of lavender there is also helpful to bring us kind of on track. Now, we know lavender is relaxing, we know it's calming, but also there are studies around lavender that show that it brings this this environment, or helps us in a space where we can actually complete tasks that might need sustained attention. And I think that makes sense, really, because when you're relaxed, everything is easier. When you're relaxed, you're more able to just go with it rather than kind of bring up a block against yourself. So it's easier to kind of complete and go with the flow of completing the task. The lavender, the magnolia, the neroli, and the sweetgum give the stress relieving effects to the blend. And the wild orange and the spearmint kind of have this sense of energizing and uplifting. Copaiba and rosemary help to soothe anxious feelings. So it rounds everything out to make a very creative and calming blend. A personal way that I used it a couple of years ago, very, very frequently, was the day that my eldest daughter moved to university. She was going to study university, and we had a day where we were taking her to the new house, the new student accommodation. And she was my eldest, so it was the first time I'd gone through this, and it was very emotional and very kind of heightened day for all of us. And I used Adaptiv Blend from morning till night on that day, and then continued to use it actually throughout the following days, just to help me and hold that space of transition with as much grace as possible. And I really found so much comfort in applying the Adaptiv Blend to wrist creases, inner seams of arms, and taking in the aromatic appreciation of the blend in that time where there was huge transition in my own personal family situation. Good. So I hope you enjoy this and you can enjoy this blend, and see you very soon.